What would you do if you were stuck in a room with no apparent exit, and the only person with you is Ogi? Personally, I can never see a good resolution to all of this. Mainly because, well, so far we know that she enjoys playing these games and trying to balance the universe or something. Not quite sure what the motive is and whether it's beneficial or not. Maybe it's beneficial to her and that's all that matters. But seeing this brief glimpse of Araragi's past school life, and I feel like there is going to be bigger implications, and we're seeing, for once, instead of just background characters and vague silhouettes, we actually got a new character design. Don't know her name, but still. Which usually means that there's going to be something about that character, and I'm interested to see what it is, so let's get going. Quite a few names on the board there. I'm guessing he's just going through the entire class that was at this study session. Who would gain from having an entire group of people do really, really well? Slightly odd, but okay, fair enough. So basically, they're just gathering testimonials. And basically get fed to the people the answers beforehand, kind of thing. But do you have a itinerary of what was covered in this study session? Because whether or not it's just they did well at studying or there was illicit cheating. So he wasn't in agreement. Oh no. Something. So they had a scapegoat. Is this what you're saying? Why you've got some moral ambiguity about this entire thing? You had someone be the fall guy so that you could. Yep. And I'm guessing who that fall guy was. So justice wasn't carried out. And what? Did mob mentality win? You see, there's quite a lot that was just given away just then, wasn't there? they weren't able to actually come to the conclusion of who was the culprit, but they decided anyway. Does that mean that there was just like a universal, yeah, we all agree, or was there actual evidence? I mean, it's not like a proper trial, so no, you're not going to have a preponderance of evidence and all of that, but I am still trying to figure out this opening where everything is upside down for Ogi. And Monogatari really does love its stacking desks in its backgrounds. Oh no, infinite Ogis. So was someone there volunteering? Araki trying to keep the peace? Wow. I don't think you can soothe anyone for slander in this kind of impromptu school courtroom. He doesn't seem to have a commanding presence here, even if he is the vice, whatever it was. Does Senju remember what happened during this? If only he could get out of the classroom and ask her. Was someone just accusing the teacher? If the class does bad, you look bad. There has been cases like that in the past, in actual realities, more than a few times actually. Yeah, it's a little less than peaceful right now. But then again, how much of this is actually true and how much is just a figment of his memory? Yeah, he might have had a better score in maths, doesn't mean he can hold debates and counselling. Okay. Why? That got their attention. Getting everyone and all the desks back into order. Is it going to be a secret ballot or? Was that because she stood up against the class and told him to, like, shut it now, we'll get it over with? They just turned against her. Okay. So what? There wasn't actually any kind of resolution to all of this. So why would she plan a trial to find out the culprit if she was indeed? One could say she was trying to cover too hard, but did he join in on this though? Does he have a degree of guilt on that as well? If people say something too many times, it becomes truth. Say something enough and it becomes truth, stuff like that. I get it now though, because he he couldn't trust anyone at that point. So yeah, why would he be friends if they would turn on anyone in an instant? Why does she look all weird and deflated? What? The point of this is that you find the culprit, but how can you do that just with actually try to have justice be done? Is Araki that forgettable? So his own feelings of guilt or not? But I don't believe that entirely. Because why would he have thought about it just now? It would be nice to have these kind of internal reflections and moments to figure things out in the past. As long as it just doesn't happen in inopportune moments. And if time stood still as well. Is it just something that he didn't want to admit? It's either going to be, like, painful, like it's Senjugahara or something, or it's something that none of the class wanted to admit. What does she know? Yeah, a question that has come up quite a lot in my mind. Yes, elementary. Reader? Who's that? Okay. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, fine. But if your seat was open, then you would maybe not count it in the counting of the seats, but and that they'd have stuff to gain and lose if the class did badly. So the teacher themselves is the culprit, and they let a student take the fall. So right, I get it's kind of good how she Ogi was able to deduce all this, but still, yeah, the students would have nothing to actually get if the entire class did well. But why did it look like the shadows devolved into the name there? No, seems pretty concluded. But why did you push the answer onto him rather than let him reach that conclusion himself? God damn it, Ogi. So the fact that he now knows it was the teacher apparently is meant to help. I like the fact that for the first time actually referencing something that is in the vampire lore, but hmm, hmm, sure. Why do you do anything? True, that is in a sense your past determines who you are. So if you get and if your entire view on people, and especially someone like a teacher who's meant to be this role model kind of influential figure, if your sense of what that is meant to mean gets destroyed, yes. the teacher is that black cat there, isn't it? So while the students didn't know and they just voted because mob mentality, the teacher threw someone else under the bus, and it was a relatively good student or something as well. So it's quite kind of evil. As long as he doesn't. Okay, well, he won't be trapped in there again. So, what can Ogi manage to manifest areas out of thin air and change reality? It would not surprise me. We've been shown stuff like that before. Well, yeah, he was just reliving memories of it rather than the actual event, but. So what? So she didn't even have a comeuppance. Oh no. He won't see the teacher again. But is he going to see the victim of this entire. Oh, hey, Hanakawa. Why? Ah, is it that it's no longer empty and a fellow student from a while back is now re-emerging? So Ogi was what, trying to get him mentally prepared and. Ningen? I wonder if any animosity is left over from what happened. Does that mean that Senjugahara also voted that she was guilty? Well, at least she had an education as such. Yeah, why does she hate Araki so much? The manipulator of everything behind the scenes. What is your goal? Especially when you can't actually tell anything from her eyes because it's completely devoid of everything? How exactly does him understanding who the culprit was from years ago assist now that she's back? It's not going to give her any comfort. It's always going to be difficult to face people who, well, held certain views of you, uh, especially if you've been absent for several years. You'll have either well, not either. You'll have a collection of random rumours flying around, pity, people just staying distance because they have no idea how to interact. It's quite difficult. It would be quite difficult to have a normal school life again. And is the timing of the teacher going away on maternity leave significant with the student coming back? Almost as if it's planned. And as much as Araki would like to fix every problem he comes across, I don't really see how this one can be rectified. Unless he can return several years of someone's life. In which case, that's a very powerful ability he has. But it is a good lesson for all of us, because what are the reasons for all of the students just ganging up on her, other than they get to leave? If you're in a situation which could affect someone's life that kind of drastically, don't let emotions rule you. Go with the logical facts and actually carry through with what is, quote, right. But not everything has to be a courtroom situation. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes even minor things can have grand implications. You just don't know it. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, and if you would like to return for more, I would be more than willing to accommodate you. There's always a spare seat as long as there's not a teacher in it. If you did enjoy then the 3 main things, like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. If you've already done that, then the notification bell can make sure you don't miss anything, which can be incredibly valuable, I guess. I've never actually had to be on a jury, and I don't really want to. I think it might be quite boring, so yeah, I'd get in some trouble if I just had a nap. Anyway, make sure you'll get some rest. I'll see you in the next one. I really do thank each and every one of you for joining along with my channel the way you have, and you've really given me the support to continue on. I don't think I'd still be doing it if it wasn't for all of you, but of course there are a few which do a bit more. I want to thank them very much, but more so Flawed Otaku, who has once again shown, well, just how amazing he really is. It's more than ever. Truly, thank you. And I hope to see you all again.